This is the Artpad Pro, a 12.7-inch tablet with a magnetic stylus, so you can take notes, you can draw on this tablet. And this thing is a massive tablet. You probably cannot tell, but this is a Pixel 9 right beside the tablet. Look at how big this thing is. Retails for about $260, which is actually quite an insane price considering the tablet you get, with a discount as well that you can check in the description below. Let's get down to the full review. Alright, so we're going to start with a quick unboxing of the device. This is a very, very large box for this tablet. Granted, the tablet is very big, but I wonder what's inside, because based on the size of the box, you would think there's maybe a case in there, but who knows. Okay, tablet itself, put that aside for now. Let's see what else we have inside the box. So we have a pen here, so let's take a look inside and see what we got. So we have a stylus. I'm definitely going to try that out. We also have a two nibs as well as a instruction manual. So let's put that aside first, and then we'll see what we have in here. So we have a pin popper. We also have a user manual there. So again, very large box, not much in here. And then in here we have USB-C cable, as well as a charger. And what is the rating on this charger? I'm just going to take a look here. So the rating on a charger here is 15 volts? No, 40 volts. A 40 watt charger. Interesting. Okay. It's not terrible. So let's put this aside and see what we have inside. All right. All right. So we're going to peel off the plastic here. Oh, that's a lot of plastic. And then we have another piece of plastic back here. So we're going to peel that off. And we'll start from the front. So we've got one piece of plastic peeled off. And we're going to peel off this plastic as well. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at the tablet itself. So, this tablet is massive, so it is a large, very, very large tablet. It does feel fairly well made, so it is a metal back. You can see that there's two cameras here, LED flash, as well as I don't know what that is over there. And on the front, it has a pre-installed screen protector, so I'm definitely going to try that out. And on the top, there are two speakers as well as a power button. And on this side, you have your two other speakers as well as a USB-C port. And then we have our volume button, a SIM card, as well as a smart button. Very interesting. Volume buttons over here, SIM over here, and then on this side we have nothing. So let's turn on the tablet and see what we got. Oh, before that, there's also the pen, which is also metal. I don't know if it's magnetic. Oh, it is magnetic. Look at that. So it is a magnetic pen. Very nice, because I find that very useful. So it sticks over there. I think it sticks here. No, it's much stronger on that side. So that's where it's supposed to go. Very, very interesting. Let's turn it on and see what we got. So this display is seriously good. This is a 12.7-inch display with a resolution of 2176 by 1600. It's honestly an amazing tablet, and you can see in the video here that it looks absolutely amazing. In terms of brightness, I think it goes up to about 400 to 500 nits. I don't know if they have the exact number there, but it's honestly really, really good. The other thing as well is that this tablet, the sensitivity is quite good. Obviously, it has to be, because it is a drawing kind of tablet over there. And it comes with this pen as well. And before we talk about the sensitivity and how the screen actually works, the other thing is that the brightness goes very high and very low. Colors are absolutely amazing. As you can see, I zoomed in so that it looks a little bit better, but you can see that it still looks absolutely amazing. This thing is has a 60 hertz display with a software update that will bring it to 90 hertz at some point in its update cycle very soon, is what I'm being told. And as you can see, the colors are absolutely vibrant and super clear. I did encounter a very strange issue at some points. So the weird thing was that sometimes the screen would look a little bit, it would look like it's 1080p. And then after a while, it would kind of like clear itself up. And I'm not talking just YouTube, I'm talking even like other video websites as well. So very, very, very weird, but otherwise it's mostly cleared up. I don't get that issue anymore. It only happened for a couple of days. So let's talk about the touch sensitivity on this tablet. Absolutely great, which obviously it really has to be. Otherwise, it's really not going to support that drawing mode that this thing is I'll say advertised for. So this thing has about 4,000 levels of sensitivity. The included pen obviously works fairly well. One little niggle is that when you take it off, you got to press this button, otherwise it doesn't turn on. You can see there's a green LED on the pen, but if you don't press the button, it won't turn on, and then you'll be trying to write and then nothing will happen. And then you got to remember to turn it on. Not a big deal, but a little small thing over there. This thing does have palm rejection, and I gotta say it works pretty good. The only problem is that when you're using palm rejection, for example, right? So if I do this and I start drawing, you'll see that nothing happens over here, right? So I can do this. You can see nothing's happening, and then if I start drawing, everything works fairly well. The only problem is that the palm rejection doesn't work sometimes, because you see that when I put my palm down like this, it selected a different brush. I do this again, selects a different brush. Same thing if you're right-handed, right? If you're, oops, sorry, that was eraser. Let's do this. And this is with Sketchbook, by the way, right? So palm rejection works fairly well until your palm touches one of the UI elements, and that, for some reason in Sketchbook, you cannot turn that off. So your finger will always activate a touch element, even if you use your palm. So like this, you can see that I'm selecting different things on the side. Now, that being said, it is pretty good. Like, you can see that I was able to draw. There's a lot of pressure. Like, for example, if I touch it lightly like this, you'll see that there's a little bit, but then if I go really hard, you'll see that it does that. So same thing if I go to a brush, for example. So let's do that. Let's do a brush, right? So if I do this lightly, actually, you know what? I need to go to this. Maybe if I do this lightly, but then if I go hard, you'll see how big and thick the line is, and if I go soft, the line's a little thinner. I drew that. It's not very good, but that's supposed to be an X-wing. Let's move on to the actual included thing here. So this is called Art Note, and it is a software that is created and bundled with this Teclast tablet. So as you can see, I did some writing over here, and so as you can see, it works fairly well. The texture is not as good as an e-ink tablet, so I do have a Big Me tablet that's about 10 inches, and the writing experience is better there because the screen is more matte. It's not so slidey. That being said, there's a very, very slight delay when putting your pen to the screen, and then how it reacts. Very, very slight delay there. The other thing is that the levels of pressure don't feel as precise. I think that's a software issue, because hardware, there's a 4,000 levels of pressure. And the last annoying thing is if you try to write on the edge of the screen, sometimes it won't work. You got to try multiple times before it kind of works. So that is only in the app, not anywhere else. So that is something to be aware of. And I'm just going to show you another thing that I wrote and kind of drew, but I was trying to figure out KVM switches to see how things worked, and you can see that it works fairly well. You can zoom in and out, etc. And as you can see, palm rejection works pretty well here. And the palm rejection, as you can see, you still activate UI elements, right? So if I tap, 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 you'll see that I select different things when I put my palm down here. Again, not a big deal, but something to be aware of. You've also got quad speakers here, so quite good. And the speakers honestly sound really good. So I'm just going to let you listen here. Again, no complaints with the speaker. It sounds really good. All right, battery-wise, this thing has a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, which is not that big considering how large the tablet screen is. I will say, let's talk about the good things first. The standby battery is absolutely amazing. Like look at that standby battery. I think it was like 2% an hour 2% per night. So that's 8 hours. So we're talking about 0.25% a day, which is honestly quite good. I was able to use this for about 6 to 7 hours at full brightness before it died. Very good for reading comics because the screen is so large. Extremely good for reading as well magazines. So battery life I'm quite pleased with. It has pretty fast charging, 30 watts as well. So that will charge up the tablet fairly quickly. All right, one of the things that I very much like about this is the face unlock actually works very well. So I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to do this and it's going to, well, it doesn't really work because there's a tripod in the way. All right, I'm just going to do this and I'm just going to use my pattern off the screen so you can't see and then back down here. So the UI is a little bit different. So all the icons here are custom, right? For example, look at the YouTube. It's a custom icon, a bunch of other custom icons as well. This thing does take SIM cards, although I didn't put one in. The UI is very smooth. No complaints there. It's Helio, I think G99, which is quite good in terms of general performance for a tablet like this. There is also a custom button that you can map to whatever you need. So I had that as well. Not too crazy. But yeah, anyway, software is very good. Everything runs very well. I was very pleased with it. Multitasking is good. No complaints there. All right, so here I am playing Call of Duty, and we're gonna see how it performs. I'm currently on medium graphic settings, but it works pretty well. So not complaining at all, especially with such a big tablet. It's very hard to play, especially with a tablet. I do not like playing with a tablet. Very difficult. It's a good thing they're all bots or I would just die. Oh, I died anyway, which is kind of sad. But as you can see, it works really well. The performance is pretty good as well. So really no complaints there. All right. Alright, so not bad even with 10 people on the map, AI, all of that works pretty well. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to use this for gaming, you absolutely can. Even though the resolution's high, you have to play at a lower resolution because even at 2560 by 1440, like, or 2176 by whatever it is, it will tax the Helio G99 as well. So can we not stand in the front of me? Here we go. But yeah, definitely not, definitely pretty good with the performance here. I'll talk quickly about a couple more things before I move on to the final. So let's not talk about the camera. The camera's terrible. No need to even try. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth work fairly decently, so no issues there as well. Again, I don't really test the SIM card capabilities, so I can't really speak to that. Anyway, my final thoughts here are I'm very pleased with this tablet. I very much like it. I use it quite a bit. I'm surprised by the price, 260 bucks, I think, on Amazon without a discount. Goes all the way down to $210, which is actually quite a good deal. Anyway, let me know what you think. Check the description below for the link, and I'll see you guys in the next one.